one of the advantages that we spoke about on our drive down to South Devon Coast from the North Devon UNESCO Biosphere was the ability to work in that patchwork partnership. So often some of the landscape pressures or emerging action as a result of the biodiversity crisis or climate change is bioregional. So it spans across parishes or constituencies. So to be able to bring down so many multi-agencies into one great location on a sunny day is fantastic for us. And in terms of that community action, it's something that the Biosphere does really, really well, is supporting those community groups, which are often self-determining and self-emerging because they've seen something in their local patch that they're not quite happy with, and they can turn to myself and Darren to make sure they've got the right kit, dipping the right probes in the water, and then doing something with that data, which is a bit more what Darren does.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a lot going on at the Biosphere up in North Devon. In terms of the water quality kind of piece, this is where we've got something called the Smart Biosphere. So we have lots of different sensors, different technology out in the rivers. We're expanding that network out to estuaries and out into the marine environment as well, along the beaches, measuring water quality, providing real-time data coming in, and then importantly, with combining that with data from the community as well. So getting citizen scientists out with test kits, getting them all trained up, so they can help us build a real good picture of the water quality around our catchments in North Devon.
We're really blessed in North Devon that so many people have quite an intimate relationship with blue spaces, whether they're a surfer or a kayaker or a paddler. And sometimes when they're making those decisions, a bit like checking the weather. So the three of us wouldn't plan to do a picnic on a day not too dissimilar from today if it was coming down with all sorts. So for a lot of our paddlers or river users or waterway users, it's being able to have a look at checking what is flowing down the river on that particular day. If the tide is good for a kayak, so they know, then they can make informed decisions about whether they're going to deploy on the water in that time.
Excellent. And have you seen any sort of stats in terms of since your work, the sort of impacts you've been able to make so far?
Over time, it's really building up a good picture of what's going on, because there's many different sources of pollution you can have in rivers, and obviously it all flows into the sea. So what we're doing at the moment is building up a rich picture of particular catchments. So we focus on one called near Combe Martin up in the North Devon. We've got a lot of sensors in that area, and we're using things like machine learning and AI to build up and model the behaviour of the pollution. And so over time, that will all help with other catchments, and we can roll it out and deploy it more widely. So that's the idea.